Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Rains here. We're going to be doing the cell analogy, and this is going to be about the house. Now, the house is similar to a cell in many ways. You have your nucleus, your nucleolus, you've got your smooth ER, your rough ER, your Golgi apparatus, your mitochondria, your chloroplast, your vacuole, your lysosome, your cytoskeleton, your centrioles, you've got your cell membrane, and those are all the analogies I'm going to be making. Now, quick little thing I might need to say. Now, in this analogy, I'm also going to say that food is similar to proteins in the way that proteins allow you to do different stuff. Like without food, you wouldn't have the energy to do stuff. And of course, proteins are very important to do processes. So just think about those similarly now so it's easier for me to do this analogy, okay? Now, nucleus. Now think about it like this. What in your house tells you what to do? What in your house, like if you need to do something like to help your house, your parents, yes, the analogy is your parents are similar to a nucleus. And this is pretty easy to explain. They tell you to do stuff. Nucleus is responsible for this as well. So it only makes sense that your parents are a nucleus. Now the nucleolus, going back to the analogy that energy or food is similar to proteins. Now, the nucleolus makes ribosomes, okay? And ribosomes are responsible for producing proteins. And of course, proteins allow you to do various functions, and that is why the nucleolus is similar to an oven, okay? An oven, a kitchen appliance, something that allows you to make food, okay? Now we've got the smooth ER. For this, we have junk food. Now the reason we have junk food is in your house, even if you're a really healthy eater, there's a pretty good chance that you're gonna have a little bit of junk food. Now junk food isn't really the best analogy for the smooth ER, but the smooth ER, it makes lipids. And lipids, fat, and if you eat a lot of junk food, you get a little bit overweight, I guess. Not in the good way. Like overweight is bad this way, I guess. And that's why junk food is so junk food cabinets. So say you have a cabinet with a lot of junk food in it. There's your smooth ER analogy. Now the rough ER is like it's kind of like a refrigerator, and a refrigerator usually holds stuff that's refrigerated. Of course, it only makes sense. But a lot of the stuff that's refrigerated is a lot healthier than stuff that you keep in a cabinet, because cabinet stuff stays for a while, unless it's like a dry food or something like that. Usually, it's going to be more healthy, the stuff that's refrigerated, because it has usually less preservatives in it. And that only would make sense. So rough ER, proteins, it makes proteins. Proteins are like your food, in this case, healthy food. And rough ER is like a mini fridge, a fridge, there you go. Now the Golgi apparatus, again, the Golgi apparatus transports stuff, right? Transport stuff involved with proteins, all that good stuff. Remember, proteins, we're kind of going to make the analogy. It's like food. It's pretty easy to do that to help explain other analogies in this analogy about it being a home or a house. So yeah, it's like a plate. The Golgi apparatus is like a plate. It moves around food. It moves around other stuff. It's just a good analogy overall because, of course, your plate has lots of stuff that you can move around on it. You could also call it a tray, but we're just going to call it a plate. Now the mitochondria, this might be a kind of weird one. Now I'm going to call the mitochondria lights, but it makes sense because the mitochondria, you can kind of make the analogy, it kind of turns stuff into energy and transforms stuff to be ATP and all that good stuff. And your lights, of course, energy, they take energy. And lights, electricity, anything that, powered, you can call that a mitochondria. It, of course, is helping you with your daily functions of doing stuff, of course, you can think about like food helps you do stuff, having a light source helps you do stuff, especially at nighttime because, no sun out. Think about it like the lights. Without the energy in your cell, you really couldn't do much at all. So mitochondria, lights, because you need lights to see stuff. Chloroplasts. Now your chloroplasts are kind of like solar panels, right? If you have solar panels on your house, you're collecting energy. You're getting that energy for free. And it's basically a good analogy on chloroplasts because chloroplasts, of course, collect energy from the sun. And and remember, chloroplasts are only found in plant cells, not animal cells. Now the vacuole is like a storage closet, or a closet, I guess you could say. This one doesn't have to be too much explained, I guess. Usually vacuoles, remember, large central vacuoles to be specific, are found in plants. And, vacuoles can be found in animal cells too, of course, but usually large central vacuoles, like a large, big closet, can be found in plant cells. Okay? Now we've got the lysosome. The lysosome is basically going to be your people, because people eat food, they break it down, they use that, they break stuff down. It can be kind of destructive, I guess. There's your lysosome. It's a person. This lady looks so destructive. Look at her. She's so destructive. Cytoskeleton is like the foundation of your house. Of course, your house has to have a foundation. There you go. That's the cytoskeleton. Centrioles. It's kind of like a divorce paper. This analogy is kind of, I don't know. It's a good analogy, but just think about it like, if you get divorced, you're not going to have one house anymore. You're going to have two houses, just like centrioles help turn one cell into two. Cell membrane, of course, it's like your walls and your door. It keeps stuff out of your house and keeps other stuff in your house. You lock the door, nothing can get in. You unlock the door, nothing can not get in, I guess, unless it's too big, which makes sense. Anyway, have a great day, and hope this analogy helped you. Sorry about the centriole analogy. If I got you mad or something, I'm really sorry about that.